There is something unforgettable about discovering a machine that everyone else has abandoned. A car covered in soot, its once brilliant paint replaced by blackened metal, windows melted by intense heat, rubber seals reduced to brittle fragments, a silent reminder of a devastating fire. Most people would look at this 1998 Honda NSX and see only destruction. Insurance companies would write it off. Scrapyards would prepare to dismantle it. Collectors would walk away. But true restorers see something different. They see potential. They see history. And above all, they see another chance. Today begins the complete restoration of one of Japan's greatest sports cars, the legendary 1998 Honda NSX. Every bolt, every panel, every component will tell a story. There will be no shortcuts, no rushed repairs, only patience, only craftsmanship, only the satisfying sounds of bringing a masterpiece back to life. The workshop doors slowly open. Morning sunlight reaches across the polished concrete floor. Dust dances through the air. In the center of the room, the burnt NSX waits quietly. Its once elegant body now wears layers of ash and smoke damage. The famous pop-up headlights no longer move. The mirrors have lost their shine. The rear deck bears deep scars left by intense heat. Even the iconic Honda badge has become dull beneath years of neglect. The first step is never exciting. It is careful observation. Every restoration begins with understanding. Technicians slowly walk around the vehicle. Nothing is touched yet. Powerful inspection lights reveal hidden damage. Every corner is photographed. Every scratch documented, every burnt surface carefully recorded. The goal is simple: restore, not replace unnecessarily. Original parts always carry history. Preserving that history matters. The inspection begins at the front bumper. The plastic has warped. Heat distorted every contour. The hood sits unevenly. Its aluminum construction survived better than expected. That is encouraging. Moving along the driver's side, the doors remain surprisingly straight. Only the paint has suffered catastrophic damage. The roof shows heavy smoke staining. Tiny cracks spread across the clear coat. Years of exposure have only made things worse. At the rear, the engine compartment reveals the greatest challenge: charred insulation, burned wiring, collapsed hoses, melted plastic covers. The fire reached almost every visible surface, yet the engine block itself appears remarkably intact. The aluminum casting resisted temperatures that destroyed everything around it. Hope grows stronger. The restoration can continue. A hydraulic lift quietly raises the Honda. The suspension hangs freely. Brake rotors show deep corrosion. Control arms carry layers of oxidation. Heat shields have twisted from the fire. The exhaust system, though heavily discolored, still appears structurally complete. A good sign. One by one, inspection tags are attached. Green, yellow, red. Green means reusable. Yellow means repairable. Red means replacement required. Organization is everything. Without it, even experienced restorers become overwhelmed. Workbench after workbench is prepared. Storage trays receive identification labels. Every fastener will return to its original location. Even the smallest clip matters. Tiny differences separate a good restoration from a concours quality restoration. The battery is disconnected. Remaining electrical systems are made safe. Only then does the real work begin. The front bumper is removed first. The sound of a ratchet echoes softly through the workshop. Each bolt breaks free with careful pressure. No impact guns, no unnecessary force, only steady hands. The bumper slowly separates from the chassis. Hidden damage appears beneath. Burnt insulation, heat-damaged brackets. Black soot covers every surface. Everything is photographed again. Documentation never stops. The headlights follow. Their internal mechanisms have melted. Lens covers have become cloudy. The housings themselves can still be restored. That is excellent news. The hood is lifted away. Its lightweight aluminum construction reminds everyone why the NSX changed the sports car industry forever. Honda built this supercar differently. Precision, innovation, engineering, those values remain visible. Even after disaster, inside the cabin, silence fills the workshop. The interior suffered tremendously. Leather seats hardened from heat, dashboard cracked beyond repair, instrument cluster covered with soot, carpet completely destroyed, yet the aluminum floor remains straight. The chassis remains true. That is what matters most. The seats are removed carefully. Each mounting bolt is preserved. Seat rails inspected. Even damaged components provide valuable information. The center console comes next. Switches are labeled. Wiring connectors photographed before removal. Every electrical connector receives a numbered tag. Months later, during reassembly, these small details save countless hours. The steering wheel is lifted away. Behind it, the steering column survived surprisingly well. Heat reached the cabin, but never fully compromised the structure. Technicians exchange hopeful glances. Progress. The windshield has cracked from thermal shock. Special suction tools remove it safely. Fragments are collected immediately. Nothing is left scattered across the workshop floor. Cleanliness is part of craftsmanship. Doors are stripped completely. Glass, weather seals, handles, window regulators. Every piece receives individual inspection. Smoke damage has reached every hidden cavity. Compressed air gently removes loose ash. Fine brushes follow. Vacuum systems capture years of debris. Slowly, the car begins revealing clean metal beneath. At the rear, attention shifts toward the engine. The legendary 3.2-liter V6, one of Honda's greatest achievements. Every hose disconnected, every connector labeled, cooling lines drained, fuel system isolated. The engine support cradle is prepared. Hydraulic equipment lowers gently into position. Chains tighten. Bolts loosen. Minutes pass quietly. Then, almost effortlessly, the complete engine and transmission assembly begins descending from the chassis. A remarkable moment. The heart of the NSX. Separated after decades together, it rests carefully upon a professional engine stand. The workshop pauses briefly. Every restorer understands the importance of this stage. Now, true restoration can begin. The empty engine bay tells its own story. Burned wiring hangs loosely. Heat shielding has disappeared. Paint is stained with smoke residue. Yet the structural frame rails remain perfectly straight, an extraordinary testament to Honda engineering. Pressure washing cannot begin immediately. Every sensitive area is protected first. Plastic coverings, tape, foam plugs. Only after careful preparation does warm water begin washing away years of soot. Black water flows across the floor drains. Minute after minute, hidden aluminum surfaces slowly reappear. The transformation has begun. Cleaning continues with specialized degreasers. Soft detailing brushes reach impossible corners. Microfiber towels reveal silver aluminum beneath black residue. Each cleaned section reveals more hope. Each cleaned panel restores confidence. The suspension begins its own journey. Control arms removed, bushings inspected, wheel hubs separated, brake calipers dismantled, every bearing examined beneath bright LED inspection lights. Nothing escapes attention. The wheels receive chemical decontamination. Brake dust slowly dissolves. Burn marks fade. Original finish emerges once again. Tiny imperfections become visible. Repair plans evolve naturally. No guessing, only evidence, only precision. Meanwhile, the engine teardown begins. Valve covers removed, camshafts inspected, cylinder heads examined carefully. No visible cracks. Compression surfaces remain excellent. Oil passages surprisingly clean. Fire-destroyed accessories, but spared the engine's core. Hope becomes certainty. This Honda NSX will drive again. By late afternoon, hundreds of individual components now rest across organized workbenches. Every shelf tells part of the story. The burned car no longer looks hopeless. It looks ready. Ready for rebuilding. Ready for precision. Ready for another lifetime. As sunlight slowly disappears beyond the workshop windows, technicians clean their tools. Inspection notes are updated. Tomorrow, metal restoration begins. Rust removal. Surface preparation. Body repair. The journey has only just started. But already, the impossible feels possible. The burnt Honda NSX has taken its first step toward becoming a masterpiece once again. The disassembly is complete. Now, the true restoration begins. Only the bare chassis remains. No engine, no suspension, no interior, only aluminum, scarred by fire, covered in soot, waiting to be reborn. The restoration team gathers. Every damaged area, is marked, every measurement, compared with original Honda factory specifications. Nothing is left to chance. A laser measuring system slowly moves around the chassis. Tiny beams of light check every millimeter. Front rails, perfect. Rear structure, within factory tolerance. The fire destroyed many components, but it never defeated. The heart of the NSX, Honda's aluminum monocoque, remains remarkably straight. That changes everything. A clean foundation means the restoration can continue without compromise. The first task, deep cleaning. Industrial steam slowly removes decades of soot. Black residue begins flowing away. Every hidden corner returns to silver. Soft detailing brushes reach impossible places. Compressed air clears tiny cavities. Warm water carries away the final traces of ash, hour after hour. The aluminum shines brighter, the chassis looks alive again. Next, surface preparation begins. Technicians inspect every weld, every seam, every rivet. Special UV lights reveal heat damage invisible to the eye. Tiny imperfections appear, none are ignored. Some panels can be repaired, others must be fabricated. Only genuine aluminum, matching Honda's original thickness, will be used. A sheet of aircraft-grade aluminum is placed on the workbench. Measurements are transferred. Templates are checked. Again and again. Precision matters. Even 1 millimeter can affect body alignment. A skilled craftsman cuts the replacement section. The English wheel begins turning. Slowly, patiently. The flat sheet transforms into elegant curves. The unmistakable lines of the Honda NSX begin to return. Hammer, dolly, measure, repeat. No loud impacts, only gentle, controlled movements. Tiny adjustments create perfection. The repaired panel is test-fitted, removed, adjusted, installed again, until the panel gaps match factory specifications. Body restoration is never rushed. The front fenders receive careful attention. Heat distortion has slightly warped their edges. Instead of replacing them, the restoration team chooses preservation. Special aluminum heating blankets warm the panels evenly. Professional shaping tools slowly return the original contours. Each reflection becomes smoother, each body line sharper. Now, attention shifts to the doors. The hinges are cleaned, lubricated, rebuilt. Door alignment is adjusted repeatedly. Open, close, measure, repeat. Eventually, the famous Honda door click returns. Soft, solid, perfect. Inside the workshop, silence continues. Only the sounds of craftsmanship. The rear engine compartment requires the most work. Burned brackets are removed. Replacement aluminum sections are TIG welded with incredible precision. Bright blue arcs dance across the metal. Tiny weld beads form perfect rows. After cooling, every weld is inspected. Ground smooth, polished, nearly invisible, exactly as Honda intended. The wheel arches receive detailed inspection. Years of heat destroyed protective coatings. The surface is media blasted, gentle enough to protect the aluminum, strong enough to remove every trace of corrosion. Fresh bare metal appears, smooth, clean, ready. The underbody receives equal attention. Old seam sealer, carefully removed. Every joint reapplied by hand. Factory texture recreated exactly. Even hidden areas receive concours level workmanship. Nobody may ever see them, but the restorers know they are there. That is enough. The suspension components begin returning one by one. Control arms are stripped, cleaned, inspected. Tiny bushings pressed out. New OEM bushings installed carefully. Wheel bearings replaced. Ball joints measured twice. Every moving component feels factory new. Brake calipers completely disassembled. Pistons polished. Seals replaced. High-temperature paint applied. Fresh decals installed. Brake discs machined perfectly flat. The braking system will perform exactly as it did in 1998. The wheels receive full refurbishment. Years of fire damage disappear beneath careful sanding. Minute scratches removed. Each alloy wheel receives multiple inspection stages. Primer, factory correct silver finish, protective clear coat, fresh center caps. The transformation is astonishing. From burnt to beautiful. Back inside, the body shell moves into the preparation bay. Technicians begin block sanding. Every panel, every curve, every edge, thousands of sanding strokes, by hand. No shortcuts. Guide coat reveals microscopic imperfections, high spots, low spots, everything corrected, again and again. Eventually, the body feels like glass. Now, epoxy primer, the paint booth, is spotless. Filtered air flows silently. The first mist touches bare aluminum. Gray epoxy seals every repaired surface. Protection begins. One coat, flash time. Second coat, perfect overlap. No runs, no dry spots. Every reflection, uniform. After curing, block sanding begins again. Nothing escapes inspection. The NSX slowly changes. No longer a burnt shell. No longer a forgotten car. Now, it resembles a true supercar again. The technicians pause briefly, walking slowly around the body, checking reflections, panel gaps, door alignment, hood fitment, rear hatch, everything exactly right. The workshop lights reflect evenly across every panel. Only then does the team smile. The hardest part is complete. Tomorrow, the legendary Honda V6 will begin its own transformation. The engine will be rebuilt. Every bearing, every seal, every piston, every camshaft, every bolt, until the heart beats once again. The journey continues. The body is finally ready, protected, straight, perfectly aligned. Now, attention returns to the heart of the Honda NSX, the legendary 3.2-liter DOH CVTE CV6, a masterpiece of Japanese engineering. Years ago, fire surrounded it, heat consumed everything nearby, rubber, plastic, electrical wiring, but deep inside, the aluminum engine still waited patiently. The engine stand rotates slowly. Every surface is carefully examined. The valve covers are removed. The camshafts lifted out gently. Bearing caps remain perfectly organized. Each one returns only to its original position. Nothing is mixed. Nothing is rushed. The cylinder heads are separated. Combustion chambers inspected carefully. Tiny measuring tools confirm every surface. Flat. True. Within factory specification, the technicians smile. The engine can be saved. The aluminum block moves to the cleaning station. Ultrasonic cleaning begins. Warm solution removes years of carbon, oil residue, smoke damage. Slowly, the aluminum returns to its original silver finish. Fresh, clean, beautiful. The crankshaft receives equal attention. Each journal measured precisely. Micrometers confirm factory tolerances. No scoring, no distortion, only light polishing is required. The crankshaft shines again. Connecting rods are inspected, balanced, cleaned, matched by weight. Precision is everything. Every piston receives new rings. Ring gaps measured carefully, lubricated, installed, one at a time. The cylinder bores receive a gentle hone. Crosshatch patterns return, ready for another lifetime. Fresh bearings slide into position. Assembly lubricant protects every moving surface. The crankshaft returns home. Torque wrench clicks softly. One bolt, then another. Every fastener tightened exactly to Honda specifications. No guessing, only precision. The pistons follow. Each one compressed carefully, lowered into its cylinder. The connecting rods meet the crankshaft once again. The rotating assembly turns freely, smoothly, silently, exactly as it should. Now, the cylinder heads, new valve stem seals, valves polished, valve seats cut precisely, camshafts receive fresh assembly lubricant, timing components installed carefully. Every timing mark double-checked. One mistake could destroy months of work. The timing belt slides into place. tension adjusted, crank rotated, by hand, once, twice, 3 times. Perfect synchronization. The valve covers receive factory-correct wrinkle finish paint, fresh Honda decals, applied carefully. The legendary VTEC engine looks brand new. The intake manifold returns next. Every gasket replaced. Throttle body ultrasonically cleaned. Fuel injectors flow tested, matched, balanced. Every system prepared for reliability. Meanwhile, the transmission receives equal care. The casing is cleaned, bearings inspected, synchronizers replaced, fresh seals installed, shift linkage moves effortlessly. The gearbox feels factory fresh. Attention now shifts to the engine bay. Fresh wiring harnesses follow original routing. Every clip, every bracket, exactly where Honda placed it. Heat shielding returns. New coolant hoses, fuel lines, vacuum lines. Every connection perfect. The engine bay looks like a museum piece. Across the workshop, the body enters its final preparation stage. Block sanding continues. 600 grit, 800 grit, 1000 grit. Every curve feels like glass. Compressed air removes the final dust. Microfiber cloths reveal flawless reflections. Even before paint, the paint booth is spotless. Filtered air flows quietly. Temperature, humidity, everything controlled. The painter mixes the original Honda Formula Red, a color that defined the NSX. The spray gun comes alive. The first coat lands softly, evenly, smoothly. The body begins transforming. Second coat, the color deepens. Third coat, the aluminum disappears beneath brilliant red. Every curve becomes alive again. The famous NSX silhouette returns. The clear coat follows. Gloss builds with every pass. Reflections become endless. The painter steps back. Inspection lights reveal perfection. No orange peel, no dry spots, no contamination. Only mirror-like paint. The booth doors close. The curing process begins. Hours later, the body emerges. Brilliant, deep, radiant. The burnt Honda NSX has become a work of art, but one final chapter still remains. Assembly, interior, glass, trim, the first engine start, and the moment this legendary sports car returns to the road. The longest days are finally behind us. Hundreds of hours, thousands of individual parts, one shared purpose. Today, the Honda NSX becomes a car again. The freshly painted body waits quietly. Its Formula Red finish reflects every light, like liquid glass. There is no dust, no fingerprints, only perfection. The rebuilt suspension returns first. Front subframe, rear subframe, control arms, steering rack. Every component installed carefully. Every bolt torqued exactly to Honda factory specifications. The restored alloy wheels are mounted. Fresh tires installed and balanced. The chassis touches the ground again. For the first time since restoration began, the engine crane moves slowly. The rebuilt 3.2-liter VTEC V6 suspended carefully above the engine bay. Several technicians guide every movement, millimeter by millimeter. The engine slides perfectly into place. Mounts align, bolts tighten, connections begin. Fresh coolant hoses, fuel lines, electrical connectors, ground cables, vacuum lines. Nothing is forced. Everything fits exactly as Honda intended. The restored transmission is connected. Drive shafts installed. Exhaust system carefully aligned. The polished stainless steel exhaust looks brand new. Cooling system filled slowly. Fresh engine oil flows into the rebuilt V6. Transmission fluid, brake fluid, power steering fluid. Every reservoir receives fresh life. Attention now shifts to the interior. The cabin has been completely transformed. New leather seats, wrapped in factory-style black leather, slide gently into position. The seat rails move smoothly. Every switch clicks perfectly. The restored dashboard returns. Instrument cluster crystal clear. Every gauge looks exactly as it did in 1998. The center console installed. climate controls, audio system, gear shifter, handbrake. Every component fits with surgical precision. Fresh carpeting covers the floor, door panels, installed carefully, weather seals, return. The cabin feels brand new. The steering wheel slides onto the column. The Honda emblem centered perfectly. The airbag module installed, horn tested, everything works. Outside, new windshield glass is lowered gently into place. Factory sealant applied evenly. Side windows, rear glass, quarter windows. Every panel reflects the workshop lights without distortion. The pop-up headlights return. Their mechanisms lubricated, adjusted, tested, up, down. Perfect. Chrome trim installed. Honda badges, NSX emblem, side markers, tail lights, every detail. Returns home. Professional detailers. Begin the final polish. Ultra-soft microfiber towels. Glide across the paint. Ceramic coating. Applied panel by panel. The formula red finish becomes even deeper, even richer. Every reflection sharp enough to resemble a mirror. Inspection lights reveal nothing. No swirl marks, no dust, no imperfections. The restoration is complete. Only one moment remains. The first engine start. Silence fills the workshop. Every technician stops moving. The battery is connected. Fuel system primed. Oil pressure checked. Diagnostic scanner shows no faults. The key slides into the ignition. One deep breath. The ignition turns. The starter motor begins spinning. Once, twice, then the VTEC V6 comes to life. Smooth, quiet, confident. Oil pressure rises immediately. No warning lights, no unusual noises. Only the unmistakable sound of Honda engineering. The workshop breaks into smiles. Years of fire damage have disappeared. The NSX lives again. The engine warms slowly. Cooling fans activate. Thermostat opens. Every gauge reads perfectly. A gentle throttle blip echoes through the workshop. The V6 responds instantly. Clean, sharp, precise, exactly as it did when it first left the factory. Outside, the workshop doors open slowly. Morning sunlight falls across the red paint. The NSX rolls forward. Its first movement in years. The polished wheels turn smoothly. The suspension feels balanced. Every reflection flows across the body. The camera circles. Every angle, front, rear, side profile. The legendary silhouette has returned. The road awaits. The driver settles into the seat. Seatbelt clicks. First gear, gentle throttle. The Honda NSX leaves the workshop. Sunlight dances across the ceramic-coated paint. The VTEC engine sings softly. Every shift feels effortless. The rebuilt suspension absorbs every bump. Every kilometer confirms the same truth. This is no longer a burnt car. It is a masterpiece, a second chance, built by patience, craftsmanship, and respect for one of Japan's greatest sports cars. From fire to flawless, from forgotten to unforgettable, the restoration is complete.